everyone, and welcome to the Singapore Youth Flying Club, or SYFC for short. My name is Jyotsna Jaishankar and I'm your host for today. And we're coming to you live from the SYFC in Seletar in the virtual Black Knights room. Today is really exciting because we're going to be introducing the virtual Black Knights and talking to them about aerobatics and what it takes to be a part of the virtual Black Knights team here at the SYFC. Now, to kick off this live discussion, we have with us Colonel Fu Yang Ke, call sign Gillette.
Hi, Jyotsna.
Hello, good afternoon, sir, and thank you so much for joining us today. May I call you Gillette?
Sure, of course.
Thank you. So, you're the general manager here at the SYFC, and I've seen you around sometimes in a flight suit. So, are you also an instructor?
Yes, but my primary job is to oversee all the operations in SYFC to make sure that things are run efficiently and properly. Other than that, we do constantly upgrade and review our program to make sure that this program continue to interest our Singaporean youth in aviation. That is my main job. So I'm also an instructor pilot, and I love teaching the young people to fly, and that is the best part I like about my job.
Right, sounds like you have a really important job. Well, we are showcasing the virtual Black Knights today. So could you tell us how the virtual Black Knights came about here at the SYFC?
Right. The virtual Black Knight team consists of CCA students, and they are from the flight simulation segment. They kind of play around with the system on their own in 2018. Last year, October, we started to pull them together to form a virtual Black Knight team. The key intent is to able to showcase virtual aerobatic sequence at the RSAF Open House 2021. So this team, other than virtual pilots, we also have support crew, commentators, media team, and it really feels and looks like a professional aerobatic team.
That sounds really amazing. Now, earlier on, you also mentioned that these students are from the CCAs.
Right.
So, let's say if my school does not offer the SYFC CCA, do I still get to join the SYFC CCA?
Yes, sure. Because if you're not from the schools that offer SYFC CCA, you can sign up directly with us, and you can come on Saturdays and join our program.
Right, so for those of you out there who don't have the SYFC CCA at your school, do sign up directly at the SYFC. Now, I noticed that the other day, you remember when I was here trying to be a virtual Black Knight for a day. So I noticed that I'm the first girl to try out this virtual Black Knight simulator.
Yes, you are the first girl that have tried out. In fact, in SYFC, there are a lot of girls have gone through our flying program. They have proceeded on and signed up with the Air Force, and they are in the operational squadron units. So there's no gender discrimination. So boys and girls, they're all welcome to join our CCA as well as flying program. But the key thing, remember, is about chasing your passion, and maybe one day you will become our RSAF Black Knight pilot. Right.
So everyone out there, do try out. Don't have any fear. Just sign up and learn how to fly a plane. Right. And today we're going to be talking about the virtual Black Knights a little bit later on, but I think that pretty much wraps up our questions for you, Gillette. So thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
I have many questions to ask, but for now, I think the virtual Black Knights are almost ready to take off. Let me just check with my show caller really quick. Show caller, are the virtual Black Knights ready to take off? Right, they're ready to take off. Okay, so let me introduce the virtual Black Knight commentators, Christian and Caden. Say hi, guys.
Hello.
So, Christian and Caden are both virtual Black Knights, and they will be commentating live during the virtual Black Knights aerial maneuvers. So as we watch the virtual Black Knights on screen, they will be helping to explain some of these maneuvers as they're being executed. For those of you who have just joined us, we are coming to you live from the virtual Black Knights room at the Singapore Youth Flying Club, and we are here to catch the virtual Black Knights in action. Oh, here they go! The virtual Black Knights are taking off, and I'm going to let Christian and Caden take over now and explain what's going on.
Hello and welcome to the Singapore Youth Flying Club's virtual Black Knight performance, held for the very first time at the 2021 RSAF Open House. I'm Christian Alexander, and joining me is Caden Tan, taking you through this spectacular performance. The Singapore Youth Flying Club celebrates its Golden Jubilee this year and commissioned the virtual Black Knights to create and execute a virtual aerobatic performance held for you today. SYFC put together this team of young aviators in hopes of nurturing and inspiring the youth of Singapore to pursue a career in aviation.
As our Black Knights take off from the runway, it will be our pleasure to introduce them. Starting off with a man flying as Black Knight 1, Maximus Pang, call sign Prime, a student of Hwa Chong International School. Flying Black Knight 2 and 3, the right and left wingmen, we have Katerick Yeo, call sign Scarecrow from Singapore Polytechnic, and Seth Chew, call sign Sloth from Temasek Polytechnic. Flying Black Knight 4, the Slotman, we have Alexi Che, call sign Olaf, a student of Bukit View Secondary. Next, we have Black Knight 5, the lead solo, flown by Wong Jia Hao, call sign Rhino, who is currently serving his national service. And lastly, completing the Delta formation is Black Knight 6, the opposing solo, Aaron Cheng, call sign Sonic, a student from Victoria Junior College.
While our knights form up with one another with their smoke on and take their positions leading up to the first maneuver, let us introduce the team that has been working behind the scenes. Directing the knights, we have Ryan Lee, callsign Fishhead, taking up their position of Mother Goose, a crucial member responsible for directing the virtual Black Knights and ensuring they can execute their maneuvers perfectly with consistency and exact timing. The team is also supported by Black Knight 7, Boris Chong, callsign Psycho, and Black Knight 8, Justin Tan, callsign Spades. Today's performance will also be brought to you by the media team, who have publicized this event as well as produced the show you're witnessing here today. This team is led by Noel Lim, callsign Freebie, and supported by Nandu Dinesh Kumar, callsign Cozy, Marcus Tan, callsign Goofy, and Novia Wong, callsign Juwon. And lastly, we will be your commentators for today. As mentioned, I'm Christian Alexander, callsign Kia, and joining me is Caden Tan, callsign Jitter, at your service. And now, while our virtual Black Knights form up in the iconic Delta formation, let us give you some history to the iconic RSAF Black Knights.
The Black Knights were formed back in 1973, 5 years after the formation of the Singapore Air Defence Command. 2021 marks the 48th year since the creation of the team. They were originally called the Osprey Red before being renamed as the Black Knights a year later. Over the years, Black Knights operated a number of aircrafts, from Hawker Hunters in the 70s, to the F-5E Tigers in the 80s, to the A4SU Super Skyhawks, and finally, the F-16 Fighting Falcons, which they last flew. Pilots are handpicked to join the team based on their skill and experience. Since the formation of the team, the Black Knights have left spectators from all around the world in awe with their death-defying maneuvers, demonstrating their excellent teamwork and dedication. They performed in numerous air shows in Asia, such as the Singapore Air Show and the Langkawi International Maritime and Aerospace Exhibition. Their most recent display was in 2015 as part of Singapore's Golden Jubilee celebrations, marking 50 years since Singapore's independence.
Even though the pandemic has prevented us from participating in live air shows, today we have the recently formed virtual Black Knights to take your breath away. Our knights, on top of their usual schoolwork and daily schedule, willingly volunteer their time and effort to come to the Singapore Youth Flying Club to train and hone their flying skills. They have spent countless hours throughout the year training and preparing to bring a spectacular display of airmanship and teamwork to you. We would like to welcome you to our aerial display today with the opening curtain. Here, all 6 of your virtual Black Knights will fly in tight formation from your right, crossing past the show center to officially kick off the thrilling sequence of maneuvers you'll witness here today. From your right, consisting of student and alumni pilots from the Singapore Youth Flying Club, the virtual Black Knights.
Ladies and gentlemen, please look to the skies once again for nights 5 and 6 here to commence their opposing hit maneuvers. Here, they time their roll to turn back towards show center from the right and left ends and fly towards each other head-on. Now, they will showcase the incredible capabilities of the F-16C with the classic hit to opposing Cuban. This maneuver shows how dedicated and synchronized these knights are, being able to pull out this maneuver with such finesse and accuracy, demonstrating how nimble and agile the F-16 is. Ladies and gentlemen, the classic hit!
Leveling off from the opposing Cuban, ladies and gentlemen, look to the left and right of show center to watch nights 5 and 6. These two pilots will fly towards each other at high speed from either side of show center and wait until the last possible second to roll out of each other's paths, pushing the boundaries of the F-16 and giving us the stunning and exhilarating aileron roll hit.
Now, Knights 1 to 4 approaches show center in a line abreast formation in which the 4 aircraft are side by side to each other. They will pull up and loop around while simultaneously changing their formation to their iconic diamond shape before roaring past us here on the ground.
Ruby, go!
Ladies and gentlemen, here they come! And now, Black Knight 6 with a thundering sneak pass!
Ladies and gentlemen, with the help of modern technology, we can bring you directly to the nose of Black Knight 1. Here you can see the two solo jets are joining up with a diamond formation in order to create the spear formation, preparing to turn their smoke on and set up for the 5th maneuver of the day. From your left, the 6th aircraft head towards show center in a spear formation before pulling into the breathtaking barrel roll right above show center and then exiting in a delta formation in the skies above. Ladies and gentlemen, look to your left for the spear formation to soar right by.
Delta, go!
As the virtual Black Knights exit in the Delta formation, they will now tighten up to a Sapphire formation to set up for their next maneuver.
We hope you've enjoyed the show so far. As our Black Knights reposition themselves for the next maneuver, let us take you through the process that the VBK team has gone through to make it here today. Starting out in 2018 as a small group of aviation enthusiasts who met in the Singapore Youth Flying Club CCA, we banded together to conduct group flights on Microsoft Flight Simulator X outside of our training sessions, starting with simple formation holding. The team then began experimenting with simpler maneuvers, such as the diamond flyby, loops, and solo opposing hits, before extending the list of maneuvers to the opening curtain, dedication pass, and bomb burst when the team expanded to 6 members. The team then moved on to flying the Eagle Dynamics F-16C Fighting Falcon on the digital combat simulator you've seen here today. Come October 2020, the team was approached by their instructors at the Singapore Youth Flying Club to form SYFC's first virtual aerobatics team, the Virtual Black Knights.
And now, from your left, the Virtual Black Knights will zoom past Show Center right in front of you to present the Sapphire Flyby. Our 6 Knights will fly in close proximity to one another in a Sapphire formation, demonstrating their flying skills and their trust for one another as they pull off this jaw-dropping display. Ladies and gentlemen, look to the skies for the Sapphire Flyby. And now, the Black Knights will reposition with the 2 solo knights splitting off from the group to present the next breathtaking maneuver. Get your cameras ready as you do not want to miss this.
With our 2 solo knights breaking away from the Sapphire formation, our 2 knights will now reposition to come in from your right and present the Mirror Pass. In this maneuver, our 2 knights must coordinate with one another using both their skill and the F-16's capability to be able to seamlessly reflect their aircraft to form the Mirror Pass. This maneuver requires upright skill and laser-sharp focus to pull off, as both pilots stare down at each other's cockpits, only meters apart. And now, from your right, Knight 5 will defy gravity by flipping and flying inverted, while Knight 6 maintains an upright profile to maintain symmetry. Ladies and gentlemen, from your right, the Mirror Pass!
Next up, demonstrating their teamwork and precision, the jets will draw not 1 but 2 hearts in the sky simultaneously, using their smoke gas steering and the sky as their canvas. This speed of flying requires the pilots to adjust and match each other's movements down to the second to create a symmetrical image in the skies above. And now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we present the Double Hearts! Ladies and gentlemen, the Virtual Black Knife initiative was started to bring the thrill of an airshow to the audience while exercising social responsibility due to the looming pandemic. With the goal to debut during the 2021 RSAF Open House, SYFC brought in 8 members to form the team, acquired advanced training equipment, and consulted pilots from the RSAF Black Knights to facilitate training. Beginning training as a separate diamond and solo formation, the team had to familiarize themselves with the equipment, such as the virtual reality goggles, before moving on to a 6-ship formation to practice maneuvers such as the Sapphire and Spear to Delta barrel roll. Such maneuvers require lots of practice to pull it off. However, our journey was not always smooth sailing due to the uncertainty brought about by the pandemic. The team had to conduct training sessions from their homes when it went into Phase 2 heightened alert, in line with the safe distancing measures. But the team was unfazed and worked hard to come up with a sequence of maneuvers to display for our debut today.
The second last maneuver is dedicated to our servicemen and women, both past and present, including our frontline workers for keeping Singapore safe from both other forces and the COVID-19 pandemic currently plaguing the world. We would also like to dedicate this maneuver to those who have sadly left us in the line of duty. Ladies and gentlemen, from your left, the dedication pass. Ladies and gentlemen, we now have a short message from your lead Black Knight, Maximus Pong.
This is Black Knight 1 for the leader 16. It was a pleasure to perform for you today at the RSAF Open House 2021. And we hope that you have enjoyed today's display for the Singapore Youth Flying Club Virtual Black Knight. Sit tight as we are now running the show center for our final maneuver. On behalf of Team BBK, we would like to thank you for taking part in our inaugural display. Enjoy the rest of the open house over the next few days, and we'll see you soon. Night 1 signing out.
This year at the RSAF Open House, the team was even more determined to execute a show worthy of the Black Knight's title. To ensure smooth execution of an aerobatic display, the team expanded to include 2 commentators and a media team, bringing the audience never before seen footage and perspectives not achievable in a real-life airshow. On top of providing guidance for our displays, the media team is also in charge of reaching out to all our supporters from around the world. As you can see, it's not just the pilots who make up this team, but instead multiple individuals that are working together, from the pilots to the media team and to us commentators that make up the virtual Black Knights. Ladies and gentlemen, this aerial display you witnessed today is a synergy of teamwork, professionalism and hard work from the virtual Black Knights, which demonstrates the countless hours, effort and planning that went into such an incredible display. This whole display would also be nothing if not for the staff and instructors from the Singapore Youth Flying Club, who tirelessly work to bring aviation to the youth and turn dreams into reality. These staff members and instructors have put in just as much time and effort into today as our pilots, and helped make what you saw today be possible. Now here's Black Knight 4, preparing to come up and conclude our aerial display here today. Piercing through the sky directly in front of Show Center, the virtual Black Knights will now salute to the nation. Ladies and gentlemen, here they come!
And it's with that final maneuver that we have come to conclude our aerial display. We are honored to be part of this year's RSAF Open House, and we thank you all for being a brilliant audience. Do remember to check out our Instagram page at vbk.official for what the team has planned in the coming months. From Team VBK, we are Kaden Raytan
And Christian Alexander
signing off, wishing you clear skies and a very pleasant day.
What an exhilarating display that was! Some of the maneuvers were so graceful and heart-stopping thrilling. Well, we'll have the 2 virtual Black Knights in a couple of moments and we'll talk to them. But that's as soon as they've landed. So while we have a bit of time here, let's take a look at some of the comments that you guys have been, commenting on in the ROH21 website, the YouTube and the Facebook live streams. Alright, let's take a look. So first up we have Xiaowen. Xiaowen says, "Can't believe you guys are students." Yes, our virtual Black Knights here are actually between the ages of 16 to 24 years old, so they are pretty young. And she also says that you guys look good in the uniform. Well, I agree. I asked them if I could get a set, but it didn't work out, so I guess I have to earn it the proper way. Next up, we have Alicia. Alicia says, "The headset looks awesome, but asks if you guys get dizzy from wearing it for so long." Well, the other day, I actually tried to be a Black Knight for a day, and here was my experience. I think that the VR headset was actually not that bad because it was quite alright. Of course, it took a little bit of getting used to because it was a bit uncomfortable at first, but it felt really cool to be using VR goggles. And it was actually really real. The whole experience felt like I was in a real plane, flying an actual plane. It felt like I was in a real cockpit, but I really respect all those real pilots in the virtual Black Knights because they're able to, identify all those controls in the plane. I find that super confusing. Maybe I should practice a little bit more. In fact, I was looking mostly at the scenery and sometimes I got a little bit carried away and I ended up crashing my plane about 7 times. It's definitely not an easy thing, So they must practice a lot and really respect. At times I was even flying upside down and I got to be high up in the clouds and I wouldn't have been able to do this without Mr. Daniel, the instructor, and XXX. So thank you guys so much. So overall I would say that it's not so bad, the VR headset, I don't get too dizzy. Of course, it's a little bit odd when you get out of the headset and get back into the real world, but it's not super bad. Next up we have Cody. Cody wants to know if you guys will be expanding the team. Well, yes, Cody. Actually, based on what Gillette has said this afternoon, they will be expanding the team. And he wants to know if there's a way that he can join you guys for practice. So, Cody, do apply to the SYFC and the Virtual Black Knights and join the team. Everyone else out there too, please join the team. Actually, I want to know the answer to this question too. Maybe they can add a reserve team for those who are below 14 years old, Yeah, I want to join the team too. We can even get coaching sessions from former Black Knights, and that will be really cool, to learn from seasoned pilots. And I think it will be actually a really interesting experience because you can't get that anywhere else. It's really one of a kind. So we really have to treasure this opportunity that is provided by the SYFC. Next up, we have Ming Yang. Ming Yang says, you guys make the execution look simple, but I bet it's because it took a lot of practice and effort to get it together. Well, of course, I agree, Ming Yang, and I saw it myself. When I was in the cockpit last week, of course, the virtual cockpit, I got the opportunity to fly like a virtual Black Knight for a day, and it was no easy task. In fact, crashing my plane that number of times really made me realize how difficult it is to actually fly the plane and keep it up in the air for so long. In fact, my plane became a submarine sometimes. It was really difficult. So I bet these guys, they have to go through a lot of briefings and training sessions, and they're really passionate about their art, which is what makes it so amazing, and that's why they were able to put up such an amazing performance for all of us to watch just now. Next up, we have a question from Wan Yi. She's asking, if a girl can become a virtual Black Knight. Well, yes, of course, Wan Yi. You can definitely be a virtual Black Knight as well. Girls are welcome and boys are welcome too. Maybe, Wan Yi, we can both be the first female virtual Black Knights. That would be really cool. Okay, I think we have time for one more question, and this next one I'm actually pretty curious about too. So some of the audience members want to know, how come we don't see the Black Knights anymore? And when will they come back for their next performance? Well, when I was talking to Senior Lieutenant Colonel Kevin Lim, or XXX, the other day, he was sharing with me that the Black Knights team was assembled simply for the SG50 performance. And unfortunately, they didn't perform after that. So I really hope we get to see them again. You never know when we might see the Black Knights again. But until then, we have the virtual Black Knights here to take over their wonderful performance. Alright, speaking of the virtual Black Knights, it looks like the Knights have parked their jets. Let me check with my show caller. Yep, they're ready to go. So, let's bring on the 2 virtual Black Knights to join us straight from the cockpit. Hi guys.
Hi Josna. Hi Josna.
So, over here we have Max, and he is Black Knight number 1, and we have Aaron, he's Black Knight number 6. So guys, you guys put up a really amazing performance just now, and I'm sure everyone in the audience was just as wowed by your performance as I was. And I'm sure they'd love to meet the team, so why don't you introduce some of your team members?
So I'm Maximus Pang, I'm call sign Prime, the lead F-16 pilot of this formation of 6. On my right wing I have Kedrick Yeo, call sign Scarecrow, and on my left wing I have Seth Chu, call sign Sloth, right? Yeah. And behind me I have number 4, Alex Teacher, call sign Olaf.
And I am Black Knight 6. I fly the opposing solo. My name is Aaron Ching. My call sign is Sonic. And I fly alongside my lead solo, Black Knight 5, Wong Jia Hao, who goes by Rhino.
Right.
But the team actually has 9 other members, other than the 6 pilots, who make this all possible. We, of course, have our commentators, which you all saw earlier, and also our support crew, which consists of both flying and non-flying personnel, such as our Mother Goose and our Deputy Lead Solo.
Right.
We also have a media team, which provided the camera angles which are shown earlier on, and also manages our social media pages.
Thank you, guys. So we actually have a few questions to ask you guys. Some of them are from the audience members, and some of them we could let the audience members know a little bit of extra information, you know. So first up, how did you guys come to be part of the Singapore Youth Flying Club?
Okay, so I actually got to know about the Singapore Youth Flying Club in 2016 at the Singapore Air Show. I was just strolling around the exhibition hall and came across the SYFC booth and decided just to take a peek and find out more about what SYFC was about. And there I found out about the CCA program and the flying program. And I was actually quite amazed that you could get a private pilot's license at the end of the day. So when I turned secondary 1, I decided to join SYFC as my second CCA.
And how about you, Max?
So for me, I joined the Singapore Youth Flying Club in 2016. This is mostly due to my dad. He himself was a member of the Singapore Youth Flying Club back in his youth as well.
That's really great to hear. Wait, but you mean that you guys took the SYFC as a school CCA? So I didn't know there's such a CCA. Could you tell us more about it?
Yeah, well, that's right. SYFC is actually a school CCA. Since 2001, we actually established a CCA program with the Ministry of Education. And currently, there are 16 secondary schools who offer SYFC as a main CCA. However, for those who are not from those 16 schools, you don't have to worry. You still can sign up directly with SYFC and join the open unit, which is what actually many of us in this team did.
Right. So you guys were, like, which school were you guys from? Did you apply directly to the SYFC?
So I applied directly because I was from Victoria School in secondary school.
Right.
So I had to apply as a second CCA.
My school, Hwa Chong International School, doesn't offer this program as well, so I too joined the open unit.
Right. So for those of you out there who don't have the SYFC CCA in your school, not to worry, because you can come directly to the SYFC to apply. Okay, so the next question that we have for you guys, what do you guys do in the CCA?
So actually our CCA consists of 4 flights. The first one, which is Warrior, is for the newcomers or the orientation course for at least 1 year. Then after a year, they'll be split off into the 3 different flights that we have. We have the Falcon, Eagle, and Skylark. So Eagle is the radio control flight. They will learn to build and fly their own creations. The control line is similar, but they will use a different method to control the aircraft by using a wire and spinning a circle. And the Falcon, last of all, is actually what we do here. It's a flight simulator.
I see. That sounds really interesting, actually. If I had known earlier, I probably would have signed up for the CCA too. Now, Max, I heard from some of your teammates that, you know, you have a private pilot license or PPL. That's really cool. So how'd you go about getting it?
So I actually got my private pilot license in 2019. I applied in around the late 2018 period. I embarked on my basic flying course at the start of 2019, and then it was about a 3-month journey until I reached my first solo. Then subsequently, I did another 35 more flights in the PPL course, and in preparation for my final handling test.
Well, you know, you guys are actually flying like real planes, right? So it must be pretty expensive to get your private pilot license. So how much did it cost?
So surprisingly, actually, the Youth Flying Club provides all its training for free. Yeah.
Oh, I can't believe it, for free. That's amazing. It's really such an amazing opportunity to take up. So how long would it take for a student to train and acquire a private pilot license? Because it's probably not that easy to learn how to fly.
Personally, I took about a year. My basic flying course was about 3 months. Flying PPL was about 7 months. So that I had to juggle with school and whatnot with the 7 ground school papers which we had to do in order to qualify to apply for final handling test.
Right.
Yeah.
You guys are making me want to sign up with the SYFC too. So I want to ask, am I eligible, and what criteria must you meet in order to join the program?
So we do have a minimum age requirement of 16 years old, and we need you to be a Singaporean citizen as well. Regarding the medical aspects wise, we need individuals are required to be about no less than 162 centimeters tall and not exceeding 190 cm as well. For people who are mostly concerned on the glasses side, we do accept students who have a degree of myopic below 600 degrees, and for the astigmatism is no more than 200 degrees.
And apart from the medical side, SYFC will also look out for your academics. So your O-level score must minimally qualify you for a polytechnic or junior college.
Right. Well, I'll be sure to sign up for the SYFC flying training program when I'm 16. And yes, I want to be the first female virtual Black Knight. Well, now that you guys are already virtual F-16 pilot, what's next in store for you?
So I've actually signed the provisional contract with the RSAF, and I'm still awaiting my enlistment letter. So hopefully I do get into the RSAF and maybe really become an F-16 pilot in the future.
And as for me, I'm still in junior college, so I'm working really hard, and hopefully I'll be able to join the Air Force when I serve my national service next time.
Nice, I really hope to see you guys there. Now, by the way, most of you in the Virtual Black Knights team are students or serving NS, right? So,
Yes.
National Service. So, how do you guys come together to train?
So we actually use a software called Digital Combat Simulator, or in short we like to call it DCS. This allows us to train remotely from home, so even with the challenges caused by COVID-19, where we have to stay at home and train, we have that capability to train at home.
And talking about the technology that we use, we also have some really cool advanced VR goggles, which I believe you used earlier on,
Yeah.
which allows us to see the outside terrain and also our teammates' aircraft when we fly with depth perception. With that, we can fly much more accurately and precisely, and that's how we were able to display those really thrilling maneuvers just now.
Yeah, I see. So like Aaron mentioned, I did use the VR headset and I think it was a pretty cool experience. You guys really do have some amazing technology. By the way, one of our comments from this morning from Alicia, she asked if you guys get dizzy when you're using the virtual headset. So do you guys get dizzy?
So personally for me, being the flight lead, I have to train to get used to the VR goggles pretty quickly, considering that spatial awareness in the simulator is utmost important.
Right.
Yeah. So as of now, I don't really feel that dizzy. I guess it's through the multiple training sessions that we had over the long duration.
Yeah. And
Yeah, I
Aaron?
think many of us felt dizzy initially, but after lots and lots of practice, we eventually got used to it, and now we no longer feel the dizziness.
I see. So using the VR simulation really does take a lot of practice and
That's
time,
right.
right? Yeah. Well, that pretty much wraps up the questions. So thank you guys for the chat.
Yeah, thank you
Thank
guys.
you.
All right. So if any of you out there are interested in joining the Singapore Youth Flying Club as a school CCA or signing up for the SYFC Basic Flying course, do visit the SYFC website at www.syfc.sg for more details. Or you can contact the folks at SYFC to find out more. Well, unfortunately, we've come to the close of this live broadcast from the Singapore Youth Flying Club. Remember to log on to go.gov.sg/ROH21 to visit the RSAF Open House for 2021, which is now open from now till the 19th of December 2021. Check out the exclusive behind-the-scenes demonstrations of RSAF capabilities and enjoy new interactive games where you can customize your very own avatars. Plus, you guys get to listen to some real-life stories from our airmen and women. And we also have virtual static displays of RSAF aircraft and ground-based air defense weapons. And you guys get to experience all of this from the comfort of your own home. So there is lots to do and lots of prizes and souvenirs that you guys can win. So visit ROH21 from now till the 19th of December and you guys get to have this very special experience. So this is Jyotsna Jayashankar with the Virtual Black Knights signing off for now. Thank you for joining us live from the Singapore Youth Flying Club today. See you at ROH21 and bye-bye for now.